Welcome to Sock Talk.
Where the truth is buried just deep enough that most people give up looking. Today's topic, it's a good one. It's a really, really good one.
Riley is vibrating right now. Physically vibrating.
Because today we are talking about Morgellons disease, a condition where people report fibers, actual physical fibers, growing out of their skin. And the government investigated it, spent years investigating it, and then basically said, nothing to see here.
I already have concerns about where this is going.
As you should, as everyone should. Okay, so let's set the scene. Starting in the early 2000s, thousands of people began reporting the same thing independently. They had sores on their skin, they had this overwhelming crawling sensation, and when they looked closely, fibers, blue ones, red ones, white ones, coming out of their own skin.
Okay, but that could just be fabric from clothing getting embedded in a wound. That's a real thing. Wounds pick up debris.
That's what the doctor said too. In fact, most doctors at the time told patients it was all in their head. They called it delusional parasitosis, which is the medical way of saying you are imagining bugs crawling on you.
Which is also a real diagnosis that exists for a reason.
It is, but here's what's strange. The fibers were sent to labs, independent labs, and some of those labs found that the fibers did not match any known textile. Not cotton, not polyester, not any fabric you would find in a piece of clothing. They were keratin and collagen based, things your body produces.
Wait.
Your own body. Growing fibers.
Okay, hold on. Keratin is what hair and nails are made of. So theoretically,
Right. But hair doesn't grow sideways out of open sores in geometric filament patterns, Alex.
geometric filament patterns.
That's what some of the reports said, yes.
I need a moment.
Take your moment.
Okay, so people are reporting fibers. Some labs say the fibers are biological, and doctors are saying it's psychological. What happened next?
So the patients organized because when thousands of people across different countries report the same symptoms and doctors won't listen, you organize. They lobbied the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, to actually investigate.
And the CDC agreed?
Eventually, yes. In 2008, they launched a full investigation. It was called the multi-site study. It took until 2012, 4 years, and they published their findings.
And
The conclusion was that they found no infectious cause, no parasites, no explanation for the fibers. Most patients showed signs of psychiatric conditions, basically nothing.
Okay, so that's the scientific conclusion. That's not nothing, that's actually an answer.
They found fibers, Alex, in the patients. They documented the fibers, they just couldn't explain them, and then walked away.
They walked away?
They published the study and no further investigation was announced. That was it.
Okay, but that could just be limited funding, limited scope, science moves slowly.
4 years, and they said, we don't know what this is. Good luck.
That is not a great look.
And here's the thing that really gets me. The patients weren't random, isolated people. Many of them were professionals, teachers, nurses, engineers, people with no prior history of psychiatric illness suddenly reporting identical symptoms.
Identical how? Like exactly the same?
Same colors of fibers, same crawling sensation, same sores in similar locations. People who had never spoken to each other across different continents describing the same experience down to specific details.
That is, shared delusion exists as a phenomenon, but usually requires contact between people.
These people weren't in contact.
Right, so what are the fibers?
That is the question nobody official will answer.
Okay, I'm not worried. I'm just asking questions.
Sure.
Stop. I'm not worried. I'm being thorough.
Thorough, great word, very calm word. So let's actually dig into the CDC study because the more you look at it, the stranger it gets. The study was conducted in a single county in California, one county, for a condition being reported globally.
Okay, but that could just be a controlled sample size. You have to start somewhere geographically.
Sure, but they recruited through Kaiser Permanente, which is a private health insurer, so you could only be in the study if you had that specific insurance, which immediately excludes millions of people who might have the condition but can't access that healthcare network.
That's actually a legitimate methodological problem.
Right? And then the study examined 115 patients out of an estimated, at that point, tens of thousands of self-reported cases globally.
115.
115 out of tens of thousands.
I mean, sample size doesn't automatically invalidate research.
When they found fibers in those 115 patients and still couldn't explain them and then stopped. That's not science, Alex. That's the appearance of science.
The appearance of science.
They needed to be able to say, we looked into it, and now they can say that.
That is a very cynical reading of institutional research.
Have I been wrong about institutions yet?
Genuinely hate that I can't answer that quickly.
And there's a researcher, a woman named Dr. Marianne Middleveen, a veterinary microbiologist not affiliated with the CDC, who published independent research suggesting Morgellons may be related to a Borrelia infection, which is the bacteria that causes Lyme disease.
Wait, Lyme disease?
Borrelia bacteria, she found it in Morgellons patients. She published peer-reviewed papers, and the response from mainstream medicine was essentially silence.
Silence or just other researchers not replicating the findings?
Some replication attempts were made, results were mixed, but nobody with real funding picked it up and ran with it.
And you're saying the lack of funding is suspicious?
I'm saying that when a researcher links an unexplained skin condition producing mystery fibers to a bacteria that already has a complicated and contested history in medicine, which Lyme disease absolutely does, and then nobody follows up seriously, that pattern should bother you.
Okay, the Lyme connection is new information and I don't love how it makes me feel.
How does it make you feel?
Like there's a thread I'm supposed to not pull.
Pull the thread, Alex.
I'm not pulling the thread. I'm observing the thread from a safe distance.
Professionally?
Professionally, yes.
The thread being, of course, literal fibers growing out of human skin that no official body can explain but also won't keep investigating.
When you say it like that,
I know.
yeah.
I know. Here's where I want to take it though, because there are a few theories floating around and some of them are more alarming than others.
Oh, great. A spectrum of alarmingness. Let's hear the least alarming one first.
Least alarming, this is a genuine emerging disease that medicine hasn't caught up with yet. New conditions get dismissed before they're understood. That's happened many times in history.
That's actually just historically accurate. Okay, and the more alarming ones?
Some researchers and quite a few patients have theorized the fibers are related to environmental contamination, experimental agricultural materials, certain types of modified biological compounds entering the water or soil supply.
Okay, but that could just be... Actually, I don't have a clean ending to that sentence.
Right, because the fiber composition doesn't match natural biology and it doesn't match industrial textiles, so it has to come from somewhere.
Unless the labs that analyzed them were wrong.
Multiple independent labs.
Multiple. Right.
And then there's the third theory, which I will present without endorsing. Some people believe these fibers are nanotechnology, that they're artificial filaments small enough to be introduced through various means, and that they self-organize in human tissue.
Stop.
I said I'm not endorsing it.
Nanotechnology self-organizing in human skin.
I'm just telling you, it's a theory with actual proponents who have scientific backgrounds.
Why do I do this show?
Because deep down you want to know.
I want to go back to not knowing.
That door is closed, Alex.
Is the door closed?
Completely sealed, possibly growing fibers.
Don't.
What I keep coming back to is this: whether it's a misunderstood disease, environmental contamination, or something stranger, the official answer is we don't know and we've stopped looking. And that should feel wrong to people regardless of which explanation you lean toward.
Yeah, it should, because even if every patient is experiencing a psychological condition, the fibers were physically documented and then just filed.
Failed and forgotten.
And the people are still out there, still experiencing it.
Still experiencing it. Some of them for decades now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm a little worried now.
I know.
Like genuinely, not for content, actually.
Welcome to how I feel every Tuesday when I research these.
How are you functional?
I'm not. I just hide it well.
Morgellons, a condition with thousands of patients, documented physical evidence, a 4-year government investigation, and a conclusion that amounted to a shrug. We don't know what to do with that.
Neither does anyone in power, which might be exactly the point.
If something under your skin has been bothering you tonight, we probably didn't help. Sorry.
Don't apologize. They needed to know. If you found this episode, you were supposed to find it. The ones who keep looking always find their way back to us.
You know where we are. And apparently, Something might know where you are too.
Leave your theory in the comments. It's the one place they haven't explained away yet.